That's right.
But there is one game we both have played.
We might
disagree. And that's Disney's Hocus Pocus. Take it away. How, you know the game better than me. I've played it probably half a dozen times. You probably played it more than that. So tell me about Disney's Hocus Pocus.
That's probably right. Yeah. So Hocus Pocus, you are working together and you are trying to stun the Sanderson sisters. You got to stun them 3 times in order to win the game.
And we all know their names. It's Winifred's sister, and Winifred's other sister, right?
That's exactly right. Good thing is they have it all listed on the game component.
They do.
See all that. And you got Binks the cat as well. So you are going to be trying to first off find out information about what other people have. So at the start of your turn, you'll ask a question like who has orange cards and you know or who has this type of symbol or whatever. So you can kind of.
And these are the 5 symbols, right?
That's right. That's the 5 symbols and the 5 different cards. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to lay cards out onto those card spots on the board in a way that matches up the way that you want to knock out which specific Sanderson sister. So, for example, Winifred, if you want to knock her out, you have to get all of those symbols and all of the same color, if I remember. I might have got the sister wrong, but all the sisters have different configurations of how you want to play those cards out.
One was pretty easy. One was a little bit harder. And then Winifred was, everything had to match, basically.
That's right. That's right. You had to have everything match. But when you do that, what happens is sometimes these spell cards are going to come out, and spell cards are bad. Bad things happen with spell cards, specifically if Winifred is casting that spell on you. And if she's stunned, then if her card comes out where she's going to cast a bad spell on you, then that thing doesn't happen, which is really nice. So you want to try to knock her out because the other sisters aren't as powerful as what she is. And
right.
once you knock them out, stun them 3 times. You can stun the same one 3 times. You can stun all 3 of them. It doesn't matter how you do it. But once you stun them 3 times, then you win the game. There's also special abilities that you can use. You got 4 special abilities you can use throughout the game, but they're a one-time use thing. Binks the cat, when you get him, allows you to have the player with Binks. You can have all of your cards showing because no one can see what your cards are. So I might be going for something, playing a card, and it does not help anyone else. And so you're kind of figuring out information while you're playing cards. But with Binks, you can see somebody's card, so at least you know something that you can work towards. This was a hit with my family, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, you love it. And just to clarify, you can't do the same sister all 3 times. You do have to rotate with the sisters, but you don't have to do each of the 3 sisters, I think is what you were trying to say.
Correct. Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I loved it. I will tell you this. I love those 4 special powers. I've got them up on the screen. And what I liked about them is that they're not completely game breaking, but they really are necessary. And that decision as to when to play those, which you have to do mutually, if I remember right, since it's a cooperative game.
Yep.
That decision was always like, God, we really need to use this. And if you didn't and you lost the game, you're like, oh, we still had 2 powers left. We should have used one of them. You know?
Do you find this game difficult, BJ?
Holy cow. Yes. My wife, now we played it as a 2-player. You know, with COVID, the most I've played it, I think, is either 3. I think 3, maybe 4 is the most I played it. Unfortunately, you know, I just didn't have the game nights where I could get a big group to play. And I think we found it much easier at 4-player than we did at 2-player. 2-player was tough. It really was tough. You know, this beautiful little gumbo pot where you think you're just going to stir some roux, maybe throw some sausage or, you know, maybe some, some type of greens or some type of vegetables. Potatoes or eggs that you're putting in there, chicken, whatever you want. This little gumbo pot was very difficult because I can't tell you how many times we looked at each other going, well, I thought you had this card and that's why I played that one. And that's why we did this. And my problem is that it was a miss for me. The reason it was a miss is because I just wanted to win. I didn't necessarily care about how I was winning. And I don't really like games like that. I have a philosophy that I play with some people that they care more about coming out first than winning the game. And that doesn't sound right until you think about it. Some people just care, but I don't care how. I've got a particular friend, he'll play the same exact strategy over and over and just beat you over and over. he doesn't care about winning so much. He just wants to be first. He wants to make sure he's in first place. Whereas if I played Castles of Burgundy 30 times, I'm going to explore other strategies and see if I can win. If somebody tells me in Castle of Burgundy, oh, the sheep or the animals are the strongest part of the game, you can't win without doing the farms, I'm going to try to win without them, you know? And with Hocus Pocus, with this one, it was just really beating us over the head. And I really just wanted to win the game so that I could say I completed it. You know, I didn't necessarily enjoy my plays. That being said, the more I played it, I will be honest, the more I played it, the more I liked it.
Okay.
So yeah, I got to the first 2 plays going, I can't see myself playing this enough to review it. And then I got to the end after we won and played it a couple of times going, I'm actually kind of enjoying this. So
yeah.
I don't know.
This one was kind of tricky when I taught my family. So I have played the full, I don't remember, it's 5, 6 players. I've got it sitting here somewhere. What the full count of that is.
2 to 6 players.
Yeah, 6 players. So we've played the full 6 players, which I definitely recommend this one at that higher player count than the 2-player, because when you ask for the information, that becomes more interesting than just one other player that you're asking information for. But they found it difficult for a while to figure out how to play the cards until finally it hit me. This game is kind of Uno. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because actually I like this game, but to teach this game, when you place a card, it either has to match the color or it has to match the symbol on whatever you're placing it on, which is just like Uno. You're matching the number or you're matching the color, but for some reason, it was really difficult for somebody to grasp. So what card can I play in this spot? Until I started saying, oh, if you played Uno, you know how to play that. But now that I don't want to say that, because you hear Uno and you're already going to think, oh, I might play Uno, but it's not. It's
not Uno.
It's a cooperative game, but just the way you play your cards is like Uno.
Yeah, it has the card matching part. I will say this. I liked the way they presented the game. This is definitely the characters from the movie, which was one of my wife's favorite movies. We have to watch it, 40 times during the month of October. Yes. It plays constantly. But the artwork actually is such a great homage to the movie.
Yes.
The Binks character, I mean, look at it. It's so photogenic just staring at you. I mean, it's really one of the coolest meeples I've ever owned. I just wish I liked the game a little bit more. It is the kind of game, though, as you said, if I'm going to introduce to a family, people that don't play any games at all, I can teach them that Uno mechanic that you talked about, show them what a cooperative game is like if all they're used to is playing Uno and hitting them with draw 4s, just being mean to each other.
Yeah.
Show them that this is more of a cooperative game. Or if they like Disney movies at all, they're going to like Hocus Pocus. So I like the theme. I love the artwork. I love the special powers. Just as a whole, there are cooperative games I'd rather play than Hocus Pocus. So
totally, yeah, I totally agree with that.
It's a miss for me.
I think with the theme, because I've got some, family members that really love Hocus Pocus, and you've got the fluff text on the card that matches up with the movies, and I think that's cool. All the integration of all the components with the gameplay and all that, I think they accomplished what they were setting out to do. And I think people who like Hocus Pocus that might not be into heavier hobby board games, but want to maybe be introduced to some, this is a really great entry point to that, I think.
It's well designed.
Yes.
So that's not a knock on it. It's well designed. You're right. The flavor text is awesome. It actually, and I don't have copies of them here, but the spell cards is really where it comes out. And each one of them you're going to recognize from the movie. So
yeah,
I will say this. I was the one that had said it was a miss, but the 2 people that I played it with, for the most part, like my wife and her friend, they loved it. They just loved this game. My wife wanted to play this every night. She wanted to beat this game. So I'll tell you, I just wish we were better at this.
She really enjoyed this one quite a bit.
That's Hocus Pocus, meh for me, but it sounds like Dean says one of his favorite games of all time.
Something like that was a paraphrase, I think.
I'm BJ from Game Gumbo.
And I'm Dean from Meeple Town.
And until next time, Dean, laissez le bon temps rouler.
Thanks for coming down to Meeple Town.